Government 2.0 is a broad range of approaches fueled by the technology innovations of Web 2.0, which are principally around the idea of participation. So if we think about how Web 2.0 came about, Web 1.0, Government 1.0 in that sense, is essentially about the idea that a service is put online for consumers or citizens to consume in a passive way. So you go to the government agency's website and you passively consume a service. Government 2.0 takes the participative approach of Web 2.0. If we compare that to, say, YouTube now, where you're not just passively consuming a service or Wikipedia, you also have the opportunity to add content to that service and to interact with it. So Government 2.0 is about the idea of using these technologies now of interactive websites to interact with government using these services, not just to passively consume services. The big thing with Government 2.0 and Web 2.0 generally is that it can't be an academic discussion. So it requires practical skills and experience to know how to use these technologies to cause useful outcomes, if I can say that. Now, the way I often explain it to people is to say, if you think about the way social technology, social computing, social networking works, it's very much along the lines of if you go into a really crowded, happy bar at night, it's full of people, they're all having furious conversations in their various groups, and it's a happy and socially dynamic environment. And that's kind of like social networking. That's already happening in the internet. Look at the growth of Facebook and these other platforms. People love it, they're using it, they know how to use it, they know how to do things. But if you think about that bar analogy, if you're a government representative and you go into that bar with a particular message that you have to communicate, then the traditional way that government would work would be to go into the corner of the bar and shout above the noise to get everyone to stop talking and listen to you, and then shout your message and then leave. Or you might say, no, we need to engage with the people. So you barge into a group of people that are talking and demand that they listen to you in this small group. Or even worse, you kind of intrude into another conversation and pretend to be their friend for a while. They just ignore you, So I use that analogy because that's what social networking is like. It requires knowledge about the social norms of the conversation, and it requires a propensity to engage with people at their own level in a way that they're having a conversation, not just a propensity to shout at people in the way that governments like to do. And that's all about skills and social skills. And the thing is that social networking, social computing requires new skills, and you can't get it by just talking about it. You've got to be doing it. So this means that Government 2.0 is about learning in action and about trying small things and growing them over time as you develop the skills and as you work out what works and what doesn't. So in a sense, the best way to get started with Government 2.0 is to get started, but to try and do it in areas that are relatively prudent and safe, so that the teams of people that are running these dialogues and Web 2.0 initiatives build their skill base over time. Because the longer you delay starting, the more likely it is that you'll try and do something big and ambitious without the skills to do it, and it'll blow up in your face and embarrass the minister. Because you'll try and, for example, have a big public policy dialogue using a Government 2.0 policy development process, and you won't have the skills to do it. And it'll produce a disastrous outcome because it will embarrass the minister, it will cause the whole Government 2.0 thing to go backwards, because the government will say, well, we tried that and it didn't work and it was a disaster and we'll never do it again. Yeah? So it's about getting started in a prudent, safe way so that you can develop skills in how to use this new media to achieve constructive policy or service delivery outcomes, but in a series of incremental steps, not by starting something big and dangerous.